A driveway drug deal with a deadly end.
The state's attorney's office says that back in January, 66-year-old Michael Marie sold fentanyl in the driveway of his Lee County home. The victim didn't even leave before snorting it, dropping to the ground and dying. And on that same day, the bomb squad was then called out to Marie's home. They found all of these explosives that you see on your screen there. The Night Beat's Justin Case joins us now live from the state attorney's office in Fort Myers.
Justin, Marie faces first-degree murder charges. Has anyone gotten the death penalty for dealing deadly drugs?
Well, we know that when someone is charged with first-degree capital murder, the state can pursue the death penalty if they choose to. But today we learned the Lee County grand jury returned that exact charge for a Lee County man, Michael Marie, who you just mentioned, for charges of selling fentanyl to someone who later died. And tonight we are learning the state prosecutors are choosing this charge, pursuing these charges for two reasons. Number one, to punish the criminals committing these crimes, but number two, to get justice for the families. Wednesday, we learned this guy, Michael Marie, sold drugs containing fentanyl to someone on New Year's Day, a deadly dose, according to the state attorney Amira Fox.
The victim was given a baggie with a powdery substance inside, which was fentanyl. After snorting the substance, the victim immediately fell to the ground and died.
State attorneys now have the tools to charge drug dealers with first-degree capital murder if the drugs they sell lead to someone's death, even if they have no idea the drugs are laced with something like fentanyl. But is the message reaching the criminals who need to hear it?
Whether there are drug dealers on the street that are following these cases, that remains to be seen. But what it does do is, word gets around.
Safety and security specialist Kristen Zeman says if you're a drug dealer looking at life in prison or the death penalty, maybe you're more likely to flip on who you are getting the drugs from, something Zeman says could be a game changer.
What they're going for is what we call the bigger fish, those who are selling the drugs. Not necessarily the low-level drug dealers, but it's the bigger fish.
Zeman says going after those pushing deadly drugs is as much about sending a warning message as it is about getting justice.
You have someone who is addicted to drugs, which is we know is not a crime. It is an affliction that falls on so many families. And, and then these, drug addictions, then, where they are purchasing drugs, illegally on the streets that are laced with fentanyl and they are dying. The question can be asked, do these addicts deserve to die? And, and the answer is, of course, no.
And the Lee County Sheriff Carmine Marceno did say this during the press conference. He said that so many drugs are now being laced with fentanyl today. As many as 70% of pills that you encounter on the street, illegal drugs, are now laced with a deadly dose of fentanyl. And that's even a trend that Kristen Zeman told us she noticed while she was police chief. And Sheriff Carmine Marceno said the saying has changed from one pill can kill to one pill will kill. Live on the Night Beat, Justin Case, Wink News.